Coleman from Irish club Sligo Rovers for £50,000. Peanuts in Premier League terms and a perfect bargain buy for Everton. And Coleman's not the first player from Sligo to make it here. But the Irish club is more than just a breeding ground for Premier League talent spotters. They're successful in their own right, as Johnny Phillips has been finding out.
If you travel to Sligo, you're travelling to the very edge of the continent. The long road west from Dublin ends at this small coastal town of 25,000. W.B. Yeats country. Beyond, nothing but the Atlantic. Here, the football club is making big headlines. They won a historic cup double this season, first defeating Monaghan in the League Cup and then securing a dramatic win over Sligo Rovers in the FAI Cup. Liverpudlian Paul Cook is the man behind the success, bringing together a group of players with a point to prove.
We've got a lad, Matthew Blinkhorn, who used to play for Blackpool. He made his career over here. We've got a lad, Danny Venti. We've got Joseph Ndo, a Cameroon international who's played in World Cups. And we've got Richie Ryan, Gavin Pearce, a few Irish lads. We've got a couple of local lads. We've got a lad called Rommel Boko, who's a Benin international.
I heard there was people coming back from South Korea, America, all over the world to watch the game. So 36,000 fans there last week watching it. So it was a massive honour for all of us as players to bring the trophy back for them.
I think in today's times of recessions, that sport brings, very much smiles to people's faces. I think in Sligo we are a community club and that's done great.
Cook is the latest in a long line of British managers who've enjoyed their time here, including Jimmy Mullen, Willie McStay, Laurie Sanchez and Steve Cottrell.
The people over there were magnificent and, it was my first opportunity in football, so yeah, it was great. It was an excellent opportunity and I enjoyed every minute out there. It was fantastic.
Managers who want to progress their career, get some valuable experience. Sligo's been a very good staging post for them and we're certainly delighted with how Paul and Jerry Carr have managed the team, not just this year but over the last 3 seasons.
It's not only cup success that's put Sligo on the map recently. 2 years ago they sold Seamus Coleman to Everton. He cost a mere £50,000.
Playing the league games in Ireland, I wouldn't change it because every game's competitive and it gives you there's a bit more like will to win, you're jumping into every tackle and that kind of stuff. So it kind of helped me a lot. I'll be the first to admit that I'm behind on the coaching because I was 20 when I came over here before I properly got coached, and a lot of the people over here are getting coached since they're like 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10, so I missed out on all that, but I got more things from Sligo than I wouldn't have got over here.
He's got such a burning enthusiasm for football, he's got a desire, and in a lot of young professionals today that's possibly not there. This kid didn't go to academies or had no real football background, but every obstacle put in his way he will try his best to overcome.
His first game it was my birthday that weekend, that's what I remember. He was very nervous and I was saying, just relax, go out and play. And I think it could have been towards the end now, the ball got crossed in and he was trying to clear it and he headed it straight in, and it's probably the best OG I've ever seen in my life.
These are not letting me away with anything, are they? Oh, I remember that like it was yesterday. First game, I was playing right midfield, all excited. I don't know what I was doing, the ball was crossed from the opposite wing and I went to header it over my own bar, whatever I was at, and it was a great goal, probably my best goal yet.
He's very fit, he's actually quite strong, I taught him how to tackle, so he's a very good tackler and just his energy, he's up and down all the time, and since he's gone over there now I think he's got technically much better.
Rovers and Everton share a long history. The English game's most prolific striker found Sligo long before the current manager and fellow Scouser.
In about 1938, Sligo were looking for a striker. And one of the businessmen that was on the committee was Sligo Rovers. He was actually a cattle dealer and he was in Liverpool fairly regular, and he made contact with a guy called William Ralph. I think William Ralph would be better known as Dixie Dean in Liverpool. They asked him would he come over himself, so he had to rethink about it and he says he came over to Dublin on the boat, landed at the Sligo train station, and there was absolutely thousands and thousands of people waiting for Dixie. It was unbelievable. He made 11 appearances for Sligo Rovers, scored 11 goals.
It may be a long and sometimes winding road to Sligo, but those who've travelled it have plenty to be thankful for.
It was windy and it was wet, I remember that, but I met some great friends out there and people I still keep in contact with now.
The town's been bouncing all week, big massive boost for everybody in the town to see the club being successful and especially bringing back the biggest domestic trophy there is.
I think if you look at the Irish League as of late with the lads like Kevin Doyle, do you know, one or two other boys, Seamus Coleman, you know, Keith Fahey, a lot of them have had different problems, whether it's being rejected at a young age or whatever it's been. Do you know, but I do think in Ireland there is a hotbed of footballers without a shadow of a doubt.
Pádraig Amond moved to the Portuguese First Division during the year. As chairman, I got a bit of stick for letting him go, but it was an opportunity for him. And certainly there's other footballers down there who can make the grade.
Without Sligo, I wouldn't be here, and very grateful to everyone at Sligo. It's, you know, there's too many names to name everyone, but without them, I wouldn't be where I am, you know. And I just, hopefully, the better I do, you know, it'll look better for Sligo as well, you know. So it's good for both parties.
Talk Everton.